Good evening, folks. Freddie Vasquez, Basement Politics Unfiltered. Happy Tuesday, November 15, 2022. Term limits, will they be extended?
Freddie wins. Fatality.
Good evening, folks. I'm Freddie Vasquez. This is Basement Politics Unfiltered. Tonight, let's go over this evening's meeting up at City Hall. Will they extend term limits? Where was Mike Breen? And why did Shanae change her vote? Good evening, folks. I'm Freddie Vasquez. This is Basement Politics Unfiltered. Yo, I felt like I was back in the 80s, you know, like in that meeting they had in the rally for the desegregation. I felt like I was a part of history tonight. What about you guys? If you were not there, it was a very packed house. It was hot. It took a while, and I'm just talking about tonight's Yonkers City Council meeting where people came out to protest against the possibility of term limits being extended one more time. When I got there, immediately you get to the fourth floor, and I noticed from the parking lot, I said, man, there's more cars here than there's even during the day. And so I said, it must be a lot of people there. And as soon as you get to the door of the city council chambers there was a bunch of guys there. I don't know if that was done for intimidation. I saw you guys looking at me. Could have said hello. We don't got to be beefing, right? Well, I think we all want, don't we all want what's right for the city? Isn't that what we want? That's what I want. Why are we beefing? Anyway, these guys were big. They were right by the door. I don't know if that was an intimidation tactic, you know. But fortunately, I was able to slip through, get inside, and I was able to get to the front. And immediately, though, I noticed how packed it was. There were a lot of city employees. Come on, let's be real. You guys don't ever come to the meetings. You came to this meeting. A lot of DPW guys were there. Why only DPW, right? Maybe some officers as well. Some were plainclothes or just, you know, not in uniform. And I came with a guest, Anthony DiMaggio. That's right. Former Yonkers Police Lieutenant Anthony DiMaggio was in the house. He was there. And he said hello to a lot of people, actually. And a lot of people said hello to him. And, you know, I thought there might be some kind of crazy response. No, there was nothing, though. And nothing at all. And the focus was primarily and solely on, I would say, on the term limit legislation that the city council president, Lakeisha Collins Bellamy, introduced all by herself. That's going to be her legacy as city council president, as the first Black woman city council president. That will be her legacy. She extended term limits one more time if it gets passed. Noticeably absent, though, was Mike Breen, the Republican who recently lost to Nader Sage in his bid for assemblyman. I don't know if he really wanted to win. Some say he would have had a heart attack if he had won. So I'm glad you didn't win, Breen. I don't want anything bad to happen to you, right? But Breen was absent, and he was not there. And this kind of changed the dynamics. Unfortunately, the District 1 Representative Shanae Williams was not quick enough on her feet. When it came down to the vote, she voted yes when she should have voted no. But had you been true to the people from the jump, you would have made this mistake, Shanae. You would have made this mistake. I want to play a little bit here and show you folks just kind of how it got when they started to vote. And even toward the end, you know, people started to chant and stuff. You know, they said, let the people vote. Let the people decide. And I think that's what we should do. I think that's what our elected officials should do. I mean, that's the right thing to do.
My guy.
So I want to show you this, though. This is the entrance here. These big guys here.
Out to City Hall.
I hear there was Lenny Spano. Not sure if that was
going
him
on
there.
inside.
Just want to let you guys get a feel for what it looked like inside.
Everyone at the table can introduce themselves and then open the floor for discussion.
Latinos.
Wilson Terrero.
Latinos say no. Time for the Latinos. When the Latinos gonna take over?
Tasha Diaz, our majority leader. There goes Anthony DiMaggio.
Damn, I got the wrong guy. Latinos, necesitamos un latino, man.
4 more years, and I'm going to talk about those signs in a bit.
Good to see everyone here. Good to see you all coming out. Thank you. Good to see everyone. How you doing? Good to see everyone.
And so Michael Sabatino was also in the house. I want to bring it up to the vote.
And so we're going to have almost $6 million for.
By the way, that's the guy. They borrow money in the market. This place is packed. I mean, to go against us, the taxpayers. Ain't that something? Panel, and that's true. Huh? Right.
Here we go. Sorry.
We just ask that everyone silence their cell phones and keep talking to a minimum, please. We do have a lot of people in the chambers and we want to be able to hear the meeting itself. We're starting with administration items.
Settlement of the successor collective bargaining agreement. The items
I apologize.
To classify and rezone next week.
I just trying to.
Yes.
Yes, council chambers.
I don't know what.
Known and designated as the Ludlow mixed.
Bear with me, folks. Oh, there we go.
Wow. I gotta do it the right way, man. Everything's trying to be just y'all bug it, yo. I just trying to.
Yes.
Yes.
Of course. She said yeah?
So Shanae voted yes there. So that was the first vote. Shanae voted yes. Don't know why. People, I don't know why she voted yes. Should have voted no. And she messed up. She messed up. Did you notice that there were people with red signs? So all the people that wanted 4 more years in support of terms being extended all had red signs. That said to me that it wasn't organic. Somebody printed out a bunch of red signs. I'm assuming it was at City Hall. They used taxpayer money, taxpayer paper that we bought, the ink that we bought to print out all these paper signs in red and handed them out to everyone, right? So everyone who was in support of it had all the same signs, while those who were against extending the terms had their own signs that they made. Cardboard, they wrote on it. So you can tell that that was more organic, right? That was real, not like the red signs, city employees, and a cousin of mine. Shout out to you, Erwin Vasquez. So Shanae initially votes yes, right? And so we were disappointed, very disappointed, and see what happens after that.
Shanae. Wow.
They're voting on putting it on for the vote on November 22nd.
Black people being kicked out. Wow. Shanae voted yes.
And so they put it
Opposing the Black
to
and Latino community.
a vote on the 22nd, and then they also said that they're going to have a public vote on November 21st.
It's important of us to think about the speed at which this is happening.
Yes.
Yes.
Friday, so from introduction to passage, this could be done in a matter of 10 days. We've had a lot of connections that have lasted longer in committing to the process, that have taken longer to pass. So something that has proper room, but before it ends in this manner, should be at least done a little bit more thoroughly and thoughtfully, so we can make a real educated guess, try to make a good decision on what the consensus is for the community. And I don't think that 10 days from introduction to passage allows us to do that. I think it deserves more time
Look at their faces. Look at their faces. Look at the faces of the traitors.
It's a strong for this, so I think it deserves the time, for us to really go through this. Thank you.
Yeah. What the people want. That's what the people want. What the people want. What the people want. So Corazon saying there that they need more time. She doesn't think that the people are being given enough time. It's being rushed through. And that we really need to kind of, get a better idea of what the people of the city want. And we need more time to do that. And they said we need to do that through a referendum, which is a public vote. However, a referendum wouldn't happen until the elections. And they don't want that. They need it to be extended way before then, right? So that's why the people were cheering. You can hear that people obviously, they don't want this to happen. A lot of people were cheering and yelling, and the city council president got upset. She almost broke the gavel. I'm going to kick people out. Look at what John Rubo, he was upset. He was pissed off, John. He cannot hide his emotions for nothing. That's what the people want.
Thank you for your comment. Next, we have a comment from Councilman Rubo.
Y'all should have not messed with me.
Madam Chair, I respectfully disagree with.
Of course you do.
We have discussed this at length. The public has an opportunity to come and voice their opinion.
Not enough time, John.
The city council is not required.
If you cannot stop the talking, I will ask people to leave the room.
I'm sure you would.
Please be respectful.
Thank you, Madam Chair. The city council is not required to host a public forum, but this is an important topic. It's something that we are encouraging the public to come out and speak on. This is being done with full transparency. And I think at that time, we'll have an opportunity for the public to come and voice their opinion. I've already received a number of emails for and against the topic, which I'm taking into consideration, but it's in full transparency. And we're giving people ample notice to come out next Monday and to voice their opinion.
Every time I go to that brewery, you're putting money in his pocket. Stop going to that brewery. Stop patronizing his business.
The standard remains the same for both sides.
Unbelievable. John is basically saying that it's enough time on the 21st, one day, to come and, have a public hearing, and then they're going to vote on it. And they don't care about what you have to say. And it's obvious by what John said there. There's enough time. We're doing this with full transparency, which that's not true. That's not true at all. The people didn't even know that this was being introduced. It was the people that started to let the people know. We started to spread it. We started to say, hey, this is what's happening. We need to be there on Tuesday. And so I'm sure if we had enough time and we had the, support and financial means and the resources that the city has to get this out to the people of Yonkers, you'll see a lot more people there against this, not in support of it. And it wouldn't have to have, city employees there. Come on, guys. Like, that's obvious, man. Like, you guys are in uniform, some of you. You really care about that? You're not going to get fired. The next mayor will not fire you guys, all right? Well, that's crazy, man. But anyway, I want to... Shit, my light just went. That happens when you're live. I want to just talk about the Republican Party, the Republican Executive Committee, because they're upset with Mike Breen. They are upset with Mike Breen, and he, some people say he cowered out. He's scared to show his face, right? He's not a real Republican, and some are questioning what is he going to get for his yes vote on this. The Republican Committee, the Executive Committee here in the city of Yonkers have made it very clear. They do not want this. And I'm going to read the letter in a second. Let me just show you some more of the video and get my light back.
Four more years, Erwin.
Please, I will ask people to leave if you cannot.
Oh, man.
Madam Council President, I
bipartisan.
Should be put into a committee meeting so that we can have further discussions. Because obviously this is not the venue to have a further discussion. In addition, I'm not adverse to hearing about public, about the, about voting for the term limit adjustment. Again, as we get appropriate time tonight, I put together a resolution, co-sponsored with Councilwoman Williams, basically saying that we're not in an objection to extending the term limits. What my resolution is asking for is that we put this before a referendum with the people in November 23 ballot.
Yeah.
So basically, Anthony Moranti was saying there that, we need to do a referendum. Exactly what Jose Diaz is saying. And a referendum is a public vote. It's like election type. They put it with the election, which would be in November 2023, and then the people would vote. But that would not serve the people here in office any good, right? So they need to get this. Well, at least those that are termed out, like Mike Breen, the mayor. So, and Corazon as well, I believe. So they have to get this passed sooner. And Moranti is saying we have to, do a referendum. And he drew up, a letter there to present to the council to do so. And then that's when Shanae decides to change her mind. And she's like, wait a minute, wait, maybe we should do that. Maybe that's a good idea. Republican. So then it became a bipartisan thing. Well, it was already, I guess, with Corazon. Oop. Wrong guy.
I love how they let people clap on the things that they want.
If we put it in communication, we should have to see.
Just like John Chairs of real estate.
So what the city council president there, she said, what committee would you like to put it into? And Moranti said the legislation and codes, which is a committee that he chairs. And she said, isn't that the committee you chair? And he said, yeah. And so people started kind of laughing. But John Rubel chairs the real estate committee. And look at all the stuff that's going on that he oversees, including the developments and stuff for AMS, who are his landlord at his Yonkers Brewing Company, where he stands to make a lot of money. Once the Teutonia goes up, 900 units right by his business, man, he can't wait. You're dreaming about the money, ain't you, John? Dreaming about, maybe you'll pay the city that loan back, at least, that, I hear, allegedly. You didn't pay the money back. And by the way, to the inside Yonkers guy, listen, I know you want to put up lawsuits. I'm just wondering why you didn't put up the lawsuit that John Rubel actually recently settled for unpaid wages. This is a man, John Rubel, councilman, who got over $300,000 in PPP loans forgiven. I'm going to be putting out the documents soon. Yet he's not paying his wages, his employees. They had to sue him. But he settled on that lawsuit. Yet the inside Yonkers guy did not post that lawsuit. What about the Mike Cater lawsuit, Anderson? That's big, bigger than Freddie Vasquez. I'm not that important. The former city council president is suing the mayor and the entire city council. Why don't you post that lawsuit, Anderson? Moranti had a good point, or a good idea. And Shanae Williams said, yeah, maybe it clicked. And so she wanted to change her vote, but it was too late.
Hopefully, at least 4 of us here tonight will vote to put the item that you just mentioned on tonight's agenda, because it was submitted today, so it's for the last minute. But we do think that it's important for this to be for term limits to be up to the city of Yonkers residents to vote on it.
She just voted to put it
years
before.
prior. So I just wanted to put that out and ask for a roll call on that.
So that why did you vote yes?
Half stepping.
So after voting yes to move it forward, Shanae Williams says that she does believe it's important for the people to vote. But it was a little too late, Shanae. A little too late. Yes, it doesn't matter how much time he is given. In 2018, 300 plus people spoke and they voted a half hour later. They don't know how they will vote. The vote will go. Yeah, and that's what they do. They don't really care about what you think. They don't care about what you got to say, which is why they're not giving you much consideration. That alone should frustrate you and anger you and should be cause to vote against it or be against it and want to vote for change, right? Everything developed in downtown Chicken Island, Alexander Street will benefit Rubo's brewery, absolutely. And you know, the AMS though, I mean, at the very least, he should have recused himself when it came to those deals, but he didn't. And the ethics board here in the city of Yonkers, if it exists or doesn't, we still don't know for sure, said it was okay. And so he was involved, actually, John Rubo, in that Chicken Island deal where AMS, again, his landlord, purchased it. They'll be putting about 4 or 5 luxury developments, luxury buildings there. Yes, it belongs in legislation codes, but Moranti is the chair, and they might not want him in control of having it leave committee. Well, that's why. That's why Lakeisha Collins-Bellamy mentioned that, right? So that's exactly what she's trying to bring the point up. But see, that it's always not equal, right? Well, I don't know how that saying goes. I had it in my head, but I don't really know. So I hear that John Rubo is promised deputy mayor by Spano. Wouldn't that be quid pro quo? Quite possibly, if we could prove that. But that's what I've heard also. And if we see that happen, then we were right. But how do we prove it? I mean, they all been promised things. Someone was whispering in my ear that the city council president, her husband, is going into the police department. He's going to be a Yonkers police officer. He's a correctional officer now, and he will be moving over to YPD. And many say that the city council president, including myself, in our opinions, in my opinion, will be moving over to city court judge. And that is where she really wants to be. And so she will do whatever it takes to get there, because at the end of the day, looking out for you, right? You do your thing. I hear you, girl. It's all good. Listen, it's all good. Let's see what else what Sinead had to say.
Oh no, Sinead.
Does anyone have issue with putting this item in committee? Adding it to the agenda and putting it in legislation codes? Any objection to the item in the council memorandum mentioning the codes?
This is a curveball. Tasha don't even know how to respond. Didn't give her the script.
They were confused.
Okay, through the chair, I just want to confirm, because I thought I was under the impression that the councilman was asking that the local law that you introduced be put into committee. Is that what's being proposed, or are we proposing to put the legislation that was only introduced tonight? Are we proposing to put that into committee?
That's what was asked on the floor, right, to add, to accept it and put it into.
And so based on Councilwoman Williams' suggestion, if she's looking to put this into committee, you know, excuse me, I've sat here and have argued over lesser items.
Look at this. Listen.
Being introduced the night of.
What? Lesser items?
Right, and our rules state that items need to be introduced.
The corruption.
Friday, or in this case, because it was a holiday, the Thursday before. And I have introduced some of the simplest things that end up having to wait. So with that in mind, if this is something that wants to be introduced, I think it should be done at our next rules meeting. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Thank you.
Jesus. What is this guy's deal?
John was mad.
How much is he gonna get?
Thank you, Madam Councilor. Yes, Councilor Brewer, so I agree with you on the fact that we can put this thing off, and we don't have to accept my resolution tonight. I'm saying that the item that's on the agenda, go into legislation code at this point in time. And then this way it gives us some time to let it, be discussed further until we get, we'll have a public hearing next week, then we'll have a committee meeting, and then we'll have this thing go up. Eventually, it's gonna hit the floor, and I think that we're gonna get all the support we need to get this thing going for the people. So it's just a matter of time. We can take one step at a time. Let's do your resolution, let's put that, if we don't have any objection, we gotta vote that, and then to go to legislation codes. So that's the item right now. Item 5, to go to legislation opposed.
Somebody's phone was ringing there. Breen's son-in-law was promoted sergeant yesterday. No spots in the budget, but he gets promoted. Well, that is why Breen is going to be going against, in my opinion, and we all know it, against the Republican Party's wishes. The Republican Party's upset with Breen. And I'm going to read a letter that they put out. I don't know if you guys can see it here. Oh, no, that's not it. Geez. I got a letter here. Let me get it up. But they're pissed off. They're upset. And I want to read a letter that they put out in, against the term limits. The people in the 5th district are upset. And so they're questioning, what is Breen doing? And is that why he's not here tonight? He's hiding, cowarding. Let me pull up this letter here that was sent to me, trying to find it here. And I want to read it exactly what they said. Folks, and I want to put it out there. There's also a petition going around. I have shared it. I've shared it on my page. Check it out. Make sure you sign it if you are against the term limits being extended. It's important. Very important. So I want to read this really quick from the Republican Party, John Murtaugh. It has come to our attention that the city will be introducing legislation to change term limits once again at the Tuesday, November 15, 2022 Rules Committee meeting. In 1994, voters by a referendum on the ballot approved a change to the city's charter to implement term limits. Elected officials, mayor, and council members would be limited to 2 4-year terms. Then in 2001, an effort to overturn term limits was rejected by the voters at the ballot box. In 2018, rather than go to a referendum, the city council decided to extend term limits from 2 to 3 terms. The reason given at the time was the city wanted to be consistent with Westchester County, which has 3 4-year terms. Now an effort is underway to extend term limits once again to 4 terms. That would be 16 years. The Yonkers Republican Party is against extending the terms of mayor and city council. If the desire is to overturn term limits, it should be via a referendum on the ballot. As was done in the past, it should be up to the people to decide. Maybe the city council should vote to have a special referendum election to determine whether the people would approve such an extension. And that's exactly what Moranti was introducing there. So what does that mean for Breen? Exactly, as a Republican, as the standalone Republican, because it seems like he's going against the entire party and the entire Republicans, all the Republicans here in the city of Yonkers. I signed the petition, but we will have to get the rules from the city clerk as to how to register to speak at the hearing. This is very important. Yes, and people are concerned if they will be allowed to speak. People believe that they're going to fill it up with a lot of city employees to go first, to either prevent others from speaking because of a time restriction or to just frustrate people and have them leave, not even wait to speak. And it seemed like that meeting was going very slow and it was hot in there. And I know maybe because more people were there, but it was hot. And so these little things that they do, dragging it, putting it in a small area, having all these city employees show up, printing out a bunch of signs for everyone, shows plain as day, clear as day, corruption. I know it's not the sense that you want to see where money's being stolen and, taxpayer money was funneled into this elected official's direct account. No, you may not see that right away. I hear that's coming, but you may not see that right away. But you have to understand what's happening here. You have to be able to see and put 2 and 2 together. You have to get 4. And this is what I said to a lot of people. How many people want jobs? How many people have applied for a job here in the city and have been overlooked, have not heard back many, many times? Well, if you are one of them, then you have to come out and support, the people that are against this. And you have to vote for change. This is what they do. They'll give you a job, a few people jobs, but you have to be our minions. You have to come out. You have to do things like this. Disrupt democracy. Attack people on the internet. Facebook. I don't understand why people have an issue with me. I'm criticizing our elected officials. I've given plain, examples, plain, clear examples of the things that they've done to work against us. So anyone who's against Freddie Vasquez obviously does not know what's going on, or is someone that's being paid or has an interest to be against me. And that's exactly what's happening with Inside Yonkers. I knew that was a setup. There was a reason why he came trying to sell me that page and then offering it to me for less than other people wanted to give him. Why? And then attack me. Right? And so, this is what they do. They've attacked women. They've put up an article recently on the Yonkers Tribune attacking a member of the community because they believe that this is, all they're doing, basement politics. And it's not. It's all Freddie Vasquez doing. No. You know what? I take that back. It's all you're doing, city. All the folks, all you individuals that try to hurt me, that tried to stall my business. And I'm not crazy. I wouldn't have thought that if Ruros himself did not tell me this. And I got you, Ruros. We'll be going to court. I got you on audio. Remember we sat at Paxos? Remember that? You told me they wanted to hurt me, and they're coming out to hurt me. They're coming out to hurt other people. They're creating fake pages. And then when they get caught, they shut them down as if we can't trace them. Facebook stores everything. And my lawyer will subpoena that stuff. And so enough is enough. And we have to come out and say, no, we don't want this. It's been quite a run. Beautiful. We'll send you off with a beautiful ceremony. But enough is enough. And the people have to come out and not be scared anymore. And I see that happening more and more. And so that gives me the motivation to continue to do what I do, because people say, Freddie, be careful, man. You got your wife. She works at the school. You can fire her. Your business. That's what I should be fearing. Maybe Shanae voted yes initially because she has a level of fear. And maybe seeing the support from people when we cheered. And I even said, Shanae, no. I looked at her. And she decided to change her vote. But I've seen Shanae try and ask a question at a city council meeting, stuttering, as if afraid to truly speak her mind. And people say Shanae has it in her. And you do, Shanae. And corazón, you too. Thank you for stepping up to the people. And a recent fake page said, oh, why don't you ever attack Corazon? I have said things about her. I've talked about her district. But at the end of the day, what she displayed today, I have to be, thankful for it. Because deep down inside, you guys want to do the right thing. And I understand there's probably a level of fear. And all those people that showed up, the workers, a level of fear. And that is why you're there. And it's time to change that. And that's what stopping the extension of term limits truly means. It's not about, limiting our elected officials to 12 years. It's about ending corruption, intimidation, retribution, retaliation, and fear that people here in the city of Yonkers have. I'm Freddie Vasquez. This is Basement Politics, folks. Today I let it be known, I think they understood where I stand. I mean, you never did me no favors, really, guys. You hurt me, actually, more than anything else. And I appreciate what little bit you try to do, but really, were you really wanting to help me? Or were you just trying to string me along? Nah, I don't think so. I'm not, I was born at night, but not last night, right? As they say. And so I'm here to do the right thing, folks. And, and I apologize for anything that maybe I had said offensive to, to anyone, or just in general, and someone may have got, offended by it. My goal is not to be offensive. My goal is not to be aggressive with people. My goal is not to be enemies with anyone. My goal is to do the right thing, to try and raise my family in the city that I love. I grew up in Yonkers, man. This is where I'm from. I started a business here. That's great. I'm happy. Look at this. Who would have thought that when I was a kid on Buena Vista, we were poor, and, who knows what's next, right? For the Vasquez family. But, like, this has to end, man. And, it's unfortunate that people have driven us to a point, and me especially, that I have responded in that way, and that's what they want. And that's why they send people to agitate me. And that's why they send people to agitate some of you. They want that reaction. And so, I apologize. And, my goal is simply to just do the right thing, provide people of the city of Yonkers with truthful, honest information, and support what's right, and support the people. And I'm Freddie Vasquez. This is Basement Politics. Thank you for watching. Again, Mike Breen, what are you going to do? Or does it matter? You figure I'm getting out of politics anyway. I got a job lined up for me afterwards. Doesn't matter what the party thinks. I'm done. Is that what it is, Breen? Is that how you are going to be remembered? What about the rest of you? I know how I want to be remembered. Folks, I appreciate you watching, commenting. We'll see if that was genuine change of heart or a stunt to give Mayor for life what he wants while saving face with her constituents. If her heart was in it, then she'll be in front of the cameras tomorrow condemning the entire effort. Anthony, I have to agree with you on that. I absolutely have to agree with you on that. And had she been that way from day one, she would have made that mistake, right? And that's what I say. Be real, be true. Stop that fake stuff, man. I'm not with that. And sometimes that's why I say the things I say, because I'm just I keep it honest. I keep it too honest, maybe. Another good show. Love, peace. Thank you, Romario. I appreciate it, man. They bullied her. Yeah, it quite possibly could have been. I mean, based on the sign up, they will probably limit us to 2 to 3 minutes. That's usually what they do. I know with the school meetings to speak. But getting back to Breen, he won't even need the party if the mayor gives him a job. Exactly. For voting to extend. See who gets jobs after they voted to overturn 2018. And one of those individuals that got a job was Michael Sabatino, who was there, the director of constituent services. $120,000 a year for what, dude? For what? Folks, the guy's not doing much, not doing anything. And for what? We could save that. I'm not hating on the guy. I'm just saying we could save that, trim that fat, right? So why? Right? I signed I read that one. Did they prevent another brewery proposal through the planning department? Did they prevent another brewery? I'm not sure what you mean. Maybe you know something I don't. Yes, it belongs to legislation code. I did that one. I know plenty of the dudes that were holding 4 more years signs very well. Every single one of them either got a job or a promotion through the Spano crime family. One was even Mike Cater's cousin who sold out in exchange for a job. Same old tricks. There is no genuine support for the man. I know exactly who you're talking about. Lighter. You know what I'm talking about? Lighter. Right? Yeah, so I didn't want, anyway, folks, I'm Freddie Vasquez. This is Basement Politics. Thank you for joining me. Folks, continue to share, spread the podcast. Don't let them, make me look bad out there, man. Please defend me, guys out there. Say, he's not a bad guy. You see, I try to bring a flower to the ladies at the building department, and they think that I'm this bad person, that I had a bug in it. Like I had a listening device, right? That had ill intentions, negative, but no, I was being, kind, and I was trying to be nice, Check out my video with the kids. Look what I like to do, man. That's what I do all the time. I just want to help with the kids, man. That's it. Thank you for watching. Shout out to the Latinos that was there. Shout out to my cousins. I saw 2 of my cousins. One of them had a 4 more years sign. It's all good, man. It's love. That's democracy. We could be we can have difference of opinion, right? We shouldn't fear or have fear for that.
Freddie wins.
Have no fear.
Fatality.
Freddie is here. Basement Politics Unfiltered, the one and only. Others will try to copy. Let them, I don't care. Do you. I hope you guys succeed. City Talk, I hope you do great, all right? You don't have to thank me for showing you how to do that. No, don't thank me. Just accuse me of trying to threaten you, right? Did they do that? Did they have you try to set me up like that? They were hoping I said something else, right? They would have had the police over here and said, look, get him arrested. All I'm saying, Anderson, is that I don't know what you're saying, brother. I don't know why you did a 10-minute video about me. You have some issue with me. So I said, maybe I have a friend out there. He's a psychologist, right? Maybe he can give you some free counseling, lay you down on the chair there and see what's up with you, man. And then he'll give me his assessment. That's all I was saying, brother. They do that. They do that, They go mobile therapists. You know what I mean? Mobile therapy. Which cousin got a job, Anthony? Young guy. Yeah.
Freddy wins. Fatality.
In another one, Mr. Rubo lied to me. And I don't vote for a person that lied to me. Thank you very much.
Freddy wins. Fatality.
I want to end this quick because I'm greedy and I want somebody to buy a chicken. So thank you.
You're watching Basement Politics with my dad, Freddie Vasquez. You're watching Basement Politics with my dad, Freddie Vasquez.
I want to end this quick because I'm greedy and I want somebody to buy a chicken. So thank you.
You're watching Basement Politics with my dad, Freddie Vasquez.
Freddy wins. Fatality.
I want to end this quick because I'm greedy and I want somebody to buy a chicken. So thank you.
That's a lot of stars. That's a lot of stars. Are we? Let's make it happen, guys. Make me happy today.
Freddy wins. Fatality.
So that my competition, the guy who always talks about me, benefit. Because he doesn't cover. He only talks trash. An optical illusion that people are following him. The truth is,
Freddy wins. Fatality.
we are the real McCoy. We are the real McCoy. So that my competition, the guy who always talks about me, los de que hablan español, los de que hablan español, los de que hablan español, mande unas estrellitas para nosotros.
Freddy wins. Fatality.
The hopes that the people will follow them. The hopes that the people will follow them. But I am the bad guy. But I am the bad guy.
But I'm a councilwoman, so the capacity that I know you in, they may know you in a different capacity. But I'm a councilwoman, so the capacity that I know you in, they may know you in a different capacity. I was raised in housing. I don't think you were. I want...
Fatality.
I know you have a lot of women. I know you have a lot of women.
But I am the bad guy.
I know you have a lot of women.
But I am the bad guy.
I'm hoping that this is
I
not true,
am the
Sandy.
bad guy.
I'm hoping that this is not true, Sandy. I'm hoping that this is not true, Sandy. I'm hoping that this is not true, Sandy.
Freddy wins. Fatality.
In another one, Mr. Rubo lied to me. And I don't vote for a person that lied to me. Thank you very much.
Freddy wins. Fatality.
Thank you for watching Basement Politics with my husband, Freddie Vasquez.
I was raised in housing. I don't think you were. I went to Yonkers public schools. I don't think you did. We can go on all night with this, honey.
Freddy wins. Fatality.
No!